walls basically, and you can move them. It's all automated.
What problem is this solving? Why are they doing this? Do you know?
Business angel talking.
Yeah, well, it uses up to 95% less water than usual farming, than conventional farming.
Wow, that's very cool.
Why didn't I start with that?
Buckle up and join the girls as they explore new technologies and discuss the future. Francesca, the strategist. Tharea, the artist. Christina, the observer. And Dylan, the rebel. Welcome to the Lay Back, Think Forward podcast. Together, fourunify. For you.
Hello, movers, shakers, and
I wasn't ready.
I don't care if you're ready or not. Hello, movers. Oh, I'm shouting. Hello, movers.
Still shouting.
Can we move on? Hello, movers, shakers, and future makers. Today's topic has something to do with food, or with the future of food. And we're going to talk about vertical farming, which basically puts farming indoors, moves it into the cities. What are you doing? I've seen that.
For the visual learners we have, Ria.
I think visually.
You can definitely get you a salad from the vertical farming.
That's cool.
So it's a pretty cool thing, or a farming technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically on several levels where you have these kind of trays of crops, and you have a layer of something. It could be, for example, hemp. So you don't need a lot of earth, and it's usually water-based. So the crops are either, the roots of the crops are either in water, or they are being sprayed with water in the process. And you also have LED lights, to give them the natural lights, so the same. So it's like a bit artificial. It's like in an artificial environment, but it's very cool, I think, because you can do it in the cities. You can do it in buildings that are, I don't know, not needed anymore, or even underground. And you don't need to use a lot of pesticides or stuff like that, because it's in a very controlled environment. First thoughts?
What
No.
can you grow? Are there like
Okay.
limits, or is
I had a different question. But go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So we'll go with this one first. You can grow, basically the technology today is you can grow salads and microgreens and
Nobody was thinking salad, but okay.
or it's used usually for vegetables, but you can grow anything, everything. You know,
Everything?
like I think no, you can't do everything.
Can you grow
Just-
rice?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
I'm not sure. So it's very limited, and it's or most people say it's not gonna be the whole future of farming.
but a part like
Yes, it can be a part of it. And Jeff Bezos invested in it, so
Okay, now we're in.
No, we're totally in.
Let's
So-
go.
You mentioned a very
No, but
important-
can you give us more information? Like, I heard about this. I think they already start doing it down like underground.
Mhm.
There's a huge, how do you say, base or somewhere. They start trying this.
it's like huge walls basically, and you can move them. It's all automated. It's automated, and yeah, you can do it underground. And there are, like, how do you call them, production sites in China, for example.
What problem is this solving? Why are they doing this? Do you know?
Business angel talking.
Yeah, well, it uses up to 95% less water than usual farming, than conventional farming.
Wow, that's very cool.
Why didn't I
interesting.
start with that?
You can sell this.
So this is one benefit, and it uses a lot less land because you do
Yeah,
it
that's what I'm
vertically,
thinking.
and you don't need earth to do it. Basically, you just do it with
Vertically?
water. It's vertical. Yeah, so this is very cool. The downside is, of course, that it uses a lot of power, electrical,
Energy.
energy, electrical power to
For the lights.
Yes, exactly. And some people are skeptical because it's like in a very artificial environment. So you don't grow it in nature like we are used to.
So it gets its solar energy from the lights, from the artificial lights, and not from the
Yes.
sun, basically.
Exactly. The lights kind of replace the sun, and there are scientists right now working on all different kinds of lights and how they influence the growth of plants.
Yeah, I mean, some
Interesting.
different lights can
Yes.
have more impact on the vegetables or the
Yes.
plants to grow it faster, right?
Exactly. You can make them grow faster, or you can even, I think, enhance certain qualities of the plants.
I think the cool thing about that is when you're able to grow your own crops at home because of this. If they make it user friendly for every home.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I could imagine this, but even like having this in the city, you don't have to transport.
That's
And it's like you can, they can even mimic certain environments. Like to say, this should be like, I don't know, the tropical forest.
Yeah.
Or now we're going to have a rainy day in France, or I don't know. So they can control everything. Oh, and one thing that I found cool that I saw in one video, they had like these drones, and the drones would catch the moths, I think. They had moths, and to prevent the moths from damaging the plants, they would have these moth destroying drones flying around. So they didn't have to use pesticides and stuff like that.
I mean, that's a good point. Like, but do you know if you get the same nutrition?
I think so. Like I didn't find anything specifically on that, but as far as I understood from what I saw, I think it's the same. Yeah, you have the same nutritional values, and even you can control that better. Or, I mean, I think you could do it in conventional farming as well with this technology, because it also involves a lot of data. They track, like they have sensors, you can track the growth, and that's how they do these tests with light and stuff like that.
But I think it's also expensive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
It's
not only the energy, but also like all
buy
the yeah.
Imagine that one day you will have no access to fresh vegetables, and that kind of stuff will be very expensive because to produce this and it has an artificial process, and it's not accessible for everybody. I mean, wow.
But it kind of solves this problem. Like we are headed towards this problem because we have more and more people we need to feed on the planet, and the land is limited.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's a good idea to start with it, and it's kind of in the beginning, or it's not really like the startup phase. I think is done for this industry. They're now more in the scale up phase where they saw like, okay, it works, we can do it. How can we do it, and how can we scale it? And in that phase, I expect the costs also to drop. But I mean, energy costs will be there still.
I think this is kind of like future project. Like when I'm saying
This is what we're talking about here.
yeah. When I'm saying future, what I mean is we are in the future, but it's like more future, like not right now.
Next
because
level
The future of the future.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it can be like right now you're saying some people say it's an artificial process and that's not real, so that's the downside. But one day I felt like just now I was like imagining one day it can be like a healthy food for that time. If we start eating pills in the pressed form of some garbage, I would say, and you can consider this as healthy choice.
Yeah.
Okay, that was very depressed.
Kind
I'm
of.
already in the
The depressive.
I want a different future.
Do you?
I want not a depressed future. I mean, I want to have fun.
Yeah, but we need to save farming somehow to
Yeah.
not have this depressing future with food pills.
Yes.
Isn't
I mean that's also not that hasn't happened. Okay, I can't tell. that doesn't have to be that way in the future as well, because maybe I see it dark because I saw a lot of like, you know, science fiction movies and people starving, and you know, there is like less access to food and everything, but it doesn't have to be that way, because like there are many startups trying to find some solutions for the future. So it can be different, you know.
I think it should be different. I know this exists somewhere in England because I saw, well, it's not a documentary, it's one of the YouTube food guys.
Oh, the food guys.
The food guys.
Food
yes. Who were showing, it's called underground farming? I'm not sure what it's called.
Vertical farming.
It's, yeah, okay.
You can do it underground. You
Yes.
can also do it.
And it was underground, and they were showing us around in this underground, well, farm.
Farming,
And
yeah.
it looked so depressing. So I don't know.
You think so? I think it looks cool.
I
kinda
thought that
like it.
I like that too, definitely. I mean, I liked it because it was like some area I would normally scared of, but now when you see plants around, it made me feel like relaxed. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a lot of house plants. I don't know. I liked it. But I mean, you can't do everything with it. Like you, or at least as far as I know for now. Maybe they will be able to do it in the future. I don't know.
Any downsides to this?
Besides the high costs of
Yeah,
electricity
or-
and the fear of eating something somehow.
Besides all that,
Besides this.
It's just two things.
But I mean, you can have, if this will be like not that expensive and affordable. I mean, you can have your own garden at home, and it's all
Yeah.
automated, so you don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't know, to work that much.
And
The
when
gar-
you
Yeah.
when you forget to plant something, you can just steal from the neighbors.
Yeah, probably.
You probably will not even have to think of planting.
Really?
You will do everything automatically.
Oh,
I
it will
think.
plant the seeds for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
if
can
you-
imagine that. Like
If
that.
you automate
Full automated, like an
Yeah.
e-commerce business model.
So you have your own grocery
You have
store.
everything.
That's
kinda
kind of cool to have like
That's
your own
cool.
fresh food in your home.
Yeah, because it
Anytime.
takes a lot of time to.
Let's invest in this project.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
No,
so-
I'm
yeah.
excited.
Whereas-
Okay, should we
Where's-
vote?
I'm already like,
That's already voted.
Food
Okay.
making homes, people. Food
Okay.
making homes.
We want fresh food at home.
We
What
bought
do
it,
you
so
think?
what now?
What do you think?
Now you have to tell us what you think.
Oh, because we can't think anymore. Like we are out of idea.
Yeah, it's. Do you love it? Do you?
love it.
Do you love it? Take it or take it. Okay, but I think we're done now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So till next time, don't forget to lay back and
And
think
think
forward. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Oh,